Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to another round here at the Pit Stop Series. We are here at Singapore for round 6 here in Division 2. As drivers have already done their first bit of qualifiers, but rain is beginning to fall, which means Abelli has taken pole with Zenzi and Ernler taking the other two podium positions. Two drivers not to set a lap time. Tem and Big Boy Donald are not going to be looking very confident here, as you can already see on Tem's screen the rain beginning to fall, which is going to be a lead to a lot of loss in grip, and it probably won't mean they will jump ahead of most drivers as Charlie's left session, and that will not mean we will have to restart, very luckily for us, as we have 3 drivers out on track right now, but soon they will all either be on soft or we'll just retire from the session. We will not stay on board with Tem, the only driver out on track not to do a lap yet. Hopefully he will be in the midst, in the range of some of the other drivers, but sadly due to an incident with a driver that has been kicked from the series, both the Mercedes of Arsenal and the Red Bull of Tem having to not jump out of qualifying immediately to deal with that incident. It's not very good on their ends, but sadly they have done what was probably best for. As drivers are now leaving the pits as well. Multiple drivers leaving the pits now. As we watch Tem now round the final corner. Oh, spins, loses all the speed he have. Crosses the line, still takes it P13 ahead of BJK and Mr. Shiesty, who is reserving for Alpine. So yeah, that is your provisional pole sitter 4 here at the Speeding Mode Grand Prix is Zenzi and Ernler. Both gone out on soft compound tyres. Very weird place, what I have to say. As now the track is definitely wet conditions to Mr. Shiesty. The Alpine team principal actually is looking, trying to set a lap time when it enters. Yeah, ooh, it would be the McLaren of... Is that Macbeth? No, it's Viz. What, get out of the way for Shiesty, he's on inters. We have multiple drivers not here today. We only have... Actually, what teams are we missing? We're missing a... No, we're not missing a Ferrari. We are missing a Aston Martin and Alpine. Can't think of a team. Aston Martin, Alpine, V-Carbs, and we've got no V-Carbs. My knowledge is not that best. But yeah, missing 6 drivers, both Alpines. No, both Alpines, both V-Carbs, then Alpine and Aston Martin, which means these teams will not be getting maybe the points that they could be getting in this race. As we now are now on board with Shiesty as he's starting his lap time now. That is Zenzi on the soft compound tyres. So this will really be a show of how different the pace will be on compared to these soft and these wet conditions. So the question is, I cannot see the rain. If you're racing, you'll be able to see the weather for the race. I cannot, sadly. So the real question is, will there be rain on the main race? Because that will lead to a lot of different strategy calls and different ideas being used. As this is looking like a very nice starting grid. Of course, Tem and Arsenal will not be happy with the situation that's happened due to the an incident happening with the driver. They won't be happy with that, but sadly they will just have to move on and carry on the race. as Ted knows he cannot improve on that 130.7, so he's retiring. As Zenzi's actually keeping a nice little gap ahead of Shiesty, showing the softs may not be as slow, but he's invalidated, which means Shiesty's now going to cross the final corner, loses it around the final turn, open CRS, and he does not improve at all. So yeah, this is pretty much going to be your starting grid here at Singapore, even with 6 minutes left to go, unless the rain begins to clear up, which I don't think it will. There is no opportunity for these drivers to set better lap times. You see the most drivers coming to pits now. David also retires as CH gets the 5-place grid penalty for collision with Macbeth. Macbeth might have been going a bit slow into the pit lane there, as there might be a double time penalty. Grid penalty, yeah, for Macbeth and CH. I think one driver was just smacked into another there and giving them both time penalty, penalties, grid penalties. That's not going to be very good, as they will both drop down. I can't count, down to P13 and P14 respectively, which will put Tem and Arsenal off position. Which, well, they will be very happy at, but of course the McLaren and Ferrari driver will not be happy, as they got some very nice and respectable times. As, yeah. Viz. Sounds really wrong, but Viz also retires now from this qualifying session. Big Boy Donald's actually wanting to set a lap time, but I don't think he will be able. I don't think they will be able to improve or get ahead of Shiesty. Zenzi also now retires. I am so bad, being so bad with words here today. I apologize, everybody. But as the belly now retires from the qualifying session, and we still have multiple drivers still not retiring, even though they know they cannot improve on their times. They are still carrying on. It's definitely a confusing sight to be seeing. But stay on board now with Big Boy Donald as they round the final corners. Now dives into the pit lane. He knows he was not getting anywhere near, sadly, of Shiesty's time of a 1:16.9. So this will not be the best for them, but this will be two drivers we need to keep an eye on is Arsenal and Tem. As BJK is now coming out of the pit, we still have multiple drivers out on track. Tem's is out on track. Gio is also out on track. These drivers are still trying to set lap time, still with 4 minutes left to go in the session instead of retiring. Definitely one questionable setting, as we see more drivers coming out on track than Macbeth also out on track. Still, some drivers deciding not to retire. But yeah, I'm genuinely going to be confused, because I know even in these wet conditions you will not be able to get near the times that these drivers set, especially drivers like Macbeth with a 1:51.1. But yeah, they will not be anywhere near those times, as I'm not trying to be a bit pessimistic or put them down, but the softs are so much quicker around Singapore compared to the wets, as Macbeth almost just slams into a wall there. Very, very risky for him, as Gio is now on a lap coming through the first corners. You can already see them going deep coming into turn 1. The braking points are a lot different on. Oh, as Gio loses it. Oh, on the exit of turn 3, loses the car and almost slams it into a wall. Very lucky to keep out of it. Tem is now going to begin their lap. See how they will maneuver these first 2 corners in these wet conditions. Will be a bit of practice for them, but some drivers definitely aren't amused by it. His Tem is a lot smoother through these first few corners compared to Gio. There's another spin for Macbeth. Tem into a wall, no damage for him. BJK also starts his lap. Macbeth doesn't have damage from that spin, as now we watch BJK taking it through these first few corners. Will he lose it? Ernla's now retired. BJK barely keeps that car within the white lines as Gio spins again. Oh, it's a very, very spinning lap from him. Tem now goes deep after the long straight. Arsenal's now retired. We only have... Oh, Tem's gone deep. Locks up the tyres and it's gone deep. Oh, only 6 drivers left on track. There is not much you can be doing. As BJK's now 3 seconds down on his time. Tem just rejoins in front of BJK. This is... wow. What a very stressful qualifying. Tem's just riding the wall there. As Gio's still, I think, pushing Macbeth, or someone still pushing, but might be spinning around a bit, as he was in his in-lap, as Tem is pretty much telling BJK to speed up right on the diffuser, as Tem is, ooh, smacks into the wall there. Very lucky not to, as with a quick adjustment. Very, very nicely done from him. Yeah, 10 backed off now, and I think this driver's both will be diving into the pits with only a minute left in the session. You will not be able to recharge us. Oh, Macbeth spins it. Almost going into the wall again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, Macbeth now just having a bit of fun. That is very, very stressful. He's trying to dodge the car and put into the wall. BJK's still going out on track. He's still trying to set a lap time. And it's... 11 seconds slower than his time on the softs. Tem now retired in the pits. Young boy, I'm just gonna say Young, still hasn't retired. He has not gone out for a second lap time, but he still hasn't retired out on track in the pits. Neither is Big Boy Donald, who hasn't set a lap time yet. BJK cuts the corner. He's now messing around. Gio still out on track. Macbeth also out on track. As the checkered flag flows, Macbeth smacks it into a wall, and now he has retired from this session. BJK now retires. Now we have 3 drives. Now we only are waiting for Gio, as Young and Big Boy Donald finish in the pit lane. Now with Gio left out on track, we're just gonna have to wait for him to cross the line before anything happens. Now with qualifying finished, we have just the race to go, and hopefully no rain for them, as your top 3 is Abeli, Zenzi, then I'm gonna have to go through because it did not, as I was being a bit lazy and not looking. Game's not letting me pause. There we go, thank you. Your top 3 is Abeli, Zenzi and Ernla, followed by David and Viz. David takes up the final position in the second row. Viz and Ted in the third. Colo and Gio in the fourth. Both half drivers been very, very nice. Young and Arsenal P9 and 10. Tem and Macbeth P11 and 12. BJK actually jumps ahead of CH with P14. Macbeth with grid penalty down to P12. CH down to P14. Shiesty P15 and Big Boy Donald P16. 16 drivers starting this race. But will all 16 drivers finish this race? That is the main question we are asking, because if you look at Baku, which was just last week, there's a lot of retirements. I believe it was just last week. Let me check the calendar for you there. Yeah, last week we had 6 retirements. So will we see the same today, or will it be even more? But we have multiple drivers watching. David, who did not have the best qualifying himself as it began raining. Actually, no, he's not impressed by his own qualifying, even though coming P4, he is still very impressive as he got out on track quick enough. Arsenal 10. As we have Tim and Arsenal looking to catch up after having a very underwhelming qualifying, and Macbeth and CH are going to look to make positions back after their grid penalties. Zenzi, a new driver here at the Pit Stop Series, he is going to look to show he has a lot of pace here. Did I just see a belly? Yeah. No, Zenzi and Erla dive onto the softs, the belly on the hard compliers. Very, very confusing from them. As, yeah, Zenzi switch back to the mediums. There we go. Now we only have 2 drivers on an alternate strategy, but I'm definitely confused by what Ernl is doing on those softs. As it's definitely not what you want. It's definitely not what you'd expect, especially around a track like Singapore with tyre wear. It's definitely very noticeable early on. Ugh. You want about that? Sorry about that. But yeah. Now all we've got to do is wait and see to see what these drivers will be doing. No driver apart from a belly. No, a belly now switches onto mediums. It's now Erla, the only driver who is not on those medium. Yeah, it's not on those medium compound tires, and that will be one thing to be looking for, as the race will begin in 2 minutes time. 2 minutes time the race will begin. Now all we've got to do is wait, as I actually will pull up some facts from last race, because why the hell not? No, it's not Netherlands, it was Azerbaijan. Oh my goodness, I'm an idiot. Netherlands was last week, Azerbaijan was 2 weeks ago. Azerbaijan, we had 6 retirements. How many do we have in the Netherlands? Okay, where's the fact? We had 2 retirements in the Netherlands. Zenzi was actually one of them, as now we see drivers switching their strategy. Zenzi now goes back onto the softs. The other Salva goes onto Young goes onto the hards. Definitely some alternate strategies, as if we look at the statistics here, some of the best battles, the most consistent driver was the reserve driver of Ernla. So they starting this high up is going to be very, very nice to see. As if they can keep that consistency, this might be a very nice. It could be a win or a battle for the win. Ernla also the best at attacking around Zandvoort. Hopefully they'll be get it to go, and hopefully they'll be showing that attacking spirit here as well. David, one of the best with tyre savings. Same with Nolly, but Nolly is not here, so this might be a big advantage for David. Ted, who is all the way down in P6, was the fastest driver. Just off pure race pace, Ted was the quickest. And this is definitely one race to be looking out for. Us now, Viz also switched onto the soft compound tyres. This is not what I'd be expecting here. As we now go to 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's light on. Away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix. Belly gets an absolutely brilliant start. Zenzi also gets a very nice start. And look, the top 3 keep their positions as Ted's now disconnected. And David, oh my god, David's been thrown around down into P16. Yellow flag. Still get hit with a 10-second time penalty as he smacks into David. Young already up into P6. Colo overtaking Macbeth to keep P9. Ted all the way dropping down into P10 now. This is some very hectic racing. Ted all the way down into P13. Thing of an incident from him there. As we keep forward with our leaders, them keeping positions. 10, Mr. Shiesty. Shiesty up into P10, 10, P11. Shiesty trying to send it down the inside of Colo. 10 being forced off track now. Shiesty's still trying to stay around the outside. He's going to not be able to get the move done. Keeps it there. Arsenal up into P5. After qualifying P10, he's already up 5 positions. David and Ted battling. Ted is now back in the race. Oh my days. CH gets past BJK. Very, very nicely done. As we now focus back onto our leaders. Arsenal's already fallen out of DRS range to the driver's head, but he's looking to be clawing back at that. Now Zenzi is looking to try and make a move on Abeli. As Abeli goes a bit deep there, it's going to leave Zenzi with a very nice exit on them. David now gets ahead of Donald. He's going to look to have a very nice recovery, as G will have to serve a 10-second penalty during his pits first and probably only pit stop. As we will now get to tyres, Zenzi, Ernla and Viz, all with their tyres all on soft compound tyres. So the Abeli sets your fastest lap, and DRS is enabled. We have 3 DRS detection zones, 3 DRS spots. We have 4 DRS zones, 3 DRS detection zones. And now the question will be, how will these drivers use their ERS? As Young's almost dropped out of DRS range of Arsenal. Arsenal's trying to catch up to these soft runners ahead, plus Abeli. Ted, after disconnecting, is back in the race. Zenzi does not make a move down on Abeli with too far away. And now Arsenal's actually caught up already. Macbeth is starting to make a little gap as Ernla and Zenzi make a bit of contact. Now drop down both positions. Arsenal's got Ernla round its inside. Down its inside. Ernla backs out. Arsenal up to just taking up 2 positions there, but now Viz has dropped out of DRS range of Abeli. Abeli's going to be in a world of their own. 4 now. Zenzi dropped down into P6. He's behind his teammate. Tem does a double overtake on Shiesty and Colo. Colo's got double end plate damage. That's not good for the Haas driver. I don't think Shiesty's got damage. And more contact from these 2 drivers. David gets past their teammate of Chloe. Oh, Shiesty makes contact. Tem's in a wall. Colo has to get position back. Shiesty sends around the outside of Tem. What is going on here? More contact from the driver. Shiesty's been sent wide. Oh, David's in a wall. David is in the wall. That's end plate damage for David. That's a virtual safety car. Oh my days. Shiesty makes contact with Colo and gets a 10-second time penalty. Colo's lost their entire front wing now. Now, Ernla dives into the pits. Zenzi also does the same. Macbeth in the pits. Gio in the pits. Tem in the pits. Colo in the pits. Shiesty in the pits. Ted doesn't. David pits. Big Donald pits. Does BJK pits. BJK also pits. Smacks the detection board. Very, very cheeky there from them. Donald up into P7 now. This has been a very entertaining race so far. The question is, how will we keep it going? As Viz is trying to abuse that. What's it called? What's it called? I don't know what it's called. Trying to stay in range with Abeli for DRS. I can't remember what it's called. Delta, there you go. Viz is trying to manipulate his Delta a bit just to keep up and stay in DRS range of Abeli. But Arsenal's dropped out DRS range. If you go back to green flag racing, Young is very close up to Arsenal now. Some drivers already onto the hard combat tyres, maybe doing a 2-stop. David, we know, is good at saving his tyres. He might be trying to go for a 1-stop. Here's BJK and Colo, and now emerge from the pits. Very, very far off the pack. Now you start to see the top 4 not having DRS on each other, but still close enough to maybe pose a bit of a threat. Viz will have to pit soon on those soft combat tyres, which means the gap between Arsenal and Abeli will only grow, as Viz will need to as Arsenal will need to move past Viz and then catch up to Abeli if he wants to battle for the lead of this race. There is a 5-second gap between Chloe and Young. Very, very confusing as we now watch all 4 drivers cross it. Gio gets overtaken by David. He served this in the 2nd time penalty after taking out David on that opening lap, as Arsenal's are almost in DRS range of Abeli. Does he get it? He may have gotten that. We now will keep an eye on this Mercedes rear wing. Arsenal does not get DRS on Viz, but is very close and will be in DRS range hopefully for this next straight. Abeli's still pulling away with the lead of this race. With a major incident, drivers are finding their own positions. Tem has been on the bad side and the wrong side of the stick, with Arsenal getting very lucky in P, going up to P3. Tem has kept position as BJK has now left the session. He's just gone as, yeah. Tem sticks position, Bonus up 9, CH is up 9, Arsenal's up 7, Young's up 5, Viz is up 3, Ernest's down 5, Zenzi's down 7, David's down 8, Gio's down 5, Cole's down 8, and BJK's down 3. We jump on board with Arsenal now, who is in now DRS range of the... Oh, BJK's now back in the race as we now watch Arsenal catching up to... barely. Big Boy Don gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Viz finally dives into the pits as Ted gets past CH now. But CH will have DRS on them coming through this back straight. Ted sets the fastest lap of the race. He is charging to get claw back because CH is watching just behind. Donald's now up 10 positions since the start of this race. Very nicely done for him. As Arsenal starting to drop back a bit from a belly. Tem now goes fastest lap of the race. CH is close to Ted but isn't burning. Not looking to get a move done just yet. And now we have a race on our hands and a very nice battle on our hands. CH still very close and will probably have DRS range on the McLaren. No, it's not a McLaren, Mercedes driver ahead of them. There's a double DRS zone here, which means it's going to be a very nice overtaking spot if CH can get the power and get the exits. Not looking so. Ted's almost opened the gap to a second now, but a very bad exit from Ted. It's going to need CH to gain that little bit more time. But as I said, Ted burns all his DRS. He is trying to get the Ferrari out of his DRS range. And now CH is still there, just following behind. Ted throws the car through the final corner and is now catching up to Young ahead of him. He's dropped a 5-second gap to Arsenal ahead of them. And then a belly ahead of them, making it a 2.6 to almost, yeah, there you go, 2.7 second gap. As not many battles are happening, but Viz is looking to get a move done on his teammate. Both Viz is on fresher tyres. David has the fastest lap of the race, has been spun around during the first lap. This one have teammate DRS on his teammate of Macbeth. We now jump on board with him. He does not have the DRS though, neither does Macbeth. Viz is not looking to get a move done as Ted gets past CH, but Ted gets past Young, but CH is not able to repeat that same feat. But Young will have DRS on the Mercedes driver as Ted spins. Ted loses the rear and drops 2 positions. He's not going to be happy with that. Now he's going to have to re-overtake 2 drivers he's already overtaken so far in this race. Not good for him. Gio gets a 3-second time penalty. CH sends it right around the outside of Young. And that is P3 for the Ferrari driver. Provisionally, only 7 laps into this race so far. And we've really got a very nice battle for the final podium positions on our hands. Ted is looking to catch back up to his teammate as he now opens that DRS and is actually burning. And Ted gets the move done on Young, but is that too soon? Erlen now gets past Donald as Ted will not have DRS on CH for this straight. Not what you want to be seeing. Donald on the island, who's just been overtaken. Oh, bit of snap of the rear there. We'll have DRS on Erlen, and that might be another move made back on them. Viz is still... Oh, slip from Viz. Viz was still might make a move down on his teammate right on the diffuser of Macbeth. These teams are not following any sort of rules at all. Chrome livery versus basic. Viz sends it round the outside. Gets the move done. There's a yellow flag. That is Young. Young has spun it into a wall and is now spinning the car around. As he is now waiting to spin it, not realizing he is ghosted. Young dropping down all the way into P11 before spinning his car around. David also gets the overtake done on the Sauber driver. And that means CH has now just got a nice gap to Ted. And this is looking like it's calming down. Arsenal is still trying to push to catch back up to Abelli, but Abelli just keeps pulling away more and more and more and more. And all we've got is the race ahead of us. And now we just have to be waiting. Zenzi is within DRS range of Donald. Two drivers who both are new to this season and this division. Zenzi just sent it round the inside. He gets a much better exit than Donald. Macbeth gets a 3-second time penalty, who's been overtaken by his teammate. And Tem is starting to catch up as well to the drivers in front of him. But Donald will now DRS on Inla. On Zenzi, carrying onto this back straight. Inla's pulled a nice gap ahead. Ted is young, waiting a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. They might be retiring from this race. BJK very, very close. Doesn't get the overtake back done on Donald. No, yeah, Donald doesn't get the overtake back done on Zenzi. As Young also. Young does. No, yeah, Young pits all drops onto new mediums. Viz and Macbeth have caught up to the two drivers ahead of them. And it's looking like a very big battle might be emerging. Dom's got two drivers behind him, no DRS. Fizz here, well down the inside. That's the move already done and dusted. Macbeth's going to try and do the same with his teammate. Oh, Viz goes a bit deep there. Leaves Macbeth to have a much better exit. Not Macbeth. It's going to leave Big Donald to have a much better exit. But it's not good enough for Macbeth. Sends it down the inside and takes out his teammate. Macbeth misses his break point completely and almost takes out his teammate. He's now spun round. As Macbeth now gets overtaken by David. He's not going to be very happy with that. And that is not a move you want to be seeing getting done. As Ted's actually dropping down now from CH. As Shiesty gets the move done on Gio, but Gio's right back there on the diffuser of the Alpine, looking to get a move back done. Gio now trying to send it past and around. Now Gio, oh, bit of contact with the two drivers. Gio tries to get the move back done on Shiesty. Shiesty's able to keep P12. And that's not very good, seeing as Tem is right on the diffuser of Donald. Tem a little bit of contact then. Gio also now gets the move back done on Shiesty. And now it's actually that move going to be done. Shiesty looking to maybe try and make it go too wide through the hairpin. Shiesty makes a bit of contact, loses it, smacks into the wall. There's a yellow flag now. That's Tem. Tem is round. Tem smacks into the wall. That might be wing damage for Tem. Shiesty's in the wall. That's damage for Shiesty. Macbeth now gets moved back past Tem. I think Tem and Donald might have a bit of a kerfuffle there. And Tem now dives into the pits. Shiesty smacks into the wall again. Big contact from him as he now dives into the pits. And Shiesty gets a 3-second time penalty. And now it's another yellow flag as Tem. No, it's just Tem. Yeah, we don't jump a ball with Viz. Viz is pushing hard to try and get past his entry. Another yellow flag. That's Shiesty. Shiesty's in the wall. He must have big wing damage to jump back on board with Viz. Viz is pushing hard to catch up to Zenzi. Not pushing hard to get the move past Zenzi, actually. I apologise for me not doing that. David gets the move past Donald. And on DRS again on the Williams driver, and we'll just begin to pull away. Now we have Viz with DRS activated. Isn't looking to get moved past Viz, but Viz is burning. Not letting him. Tries to get a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. His wing is completely gone. He's going to need to pit soon. Now, Zenzi is looking to defend from the McLaren behind him. Donald now in the pits on 10 lap old mediums. Yellow flag again. That's Gio. Gio spun round. But we now have to focus back on a battle ahead. Viz looking to try and make a move past Zenzi. Unable to get it done. Does Gio have damage? Gio does have damage there. Shice gets another 3-second time penalty. Now we just have to watch. BJK makes up to P12 after his disconnection. Tem all the way down in P16. Makes up to P15 as Shice now dives into the pits and retires from the race. He's had a very unlucky race, and I'm not surprised he has done that. And now we have Gio now also in the pits, emerging over 20 seconds behind the nearest driver, which is Tem, who's going to be a difficult driver to overtake. As Ted is actually dropping back a lot from CH. CH actually pulled a 2-second gap back from Arsenal. Very nicely done from this Ferrari driver. That is very nice from them. A driver who to be completely honest, I underestimated. But they are definitely proving me wrong as Zenzi smacks into a wall there. Viz is closer than ever on the kick. Sauber driver Zenzi not looking for a move, saving DRS. Zenzi also trying to save as much DRS as he can. Doesn't much though, as we jump on board now with Viz. Oh, wrong driver. We jump on board now with Viz, and we will pin on telemetry just to see how much DRS he burns on this straight. DRS open for the McLaren driver. BJK's disconnected again, but he's not making a move done. Even with all that ERS saved, he's not making a move down on the kick Sauber driver. He's closer than ever, but still isn't looking to get something done. And now we wait another lap. The top 4 still haven't pit for new tyres yet. As Inland's actually pressing Ted for that P4 position. BJK now again back in the race. We now jump on board with Ted. And now we just have to watch as Erlen gets closer and closer and closer to the Mercedes driver. But they are both out of the RS, and Erlen isn't able to get the move done. But is Viz able to do what Erlen could? And yes, they can. Erlen gets past Zenzi. Zenzi unable to get a move back done. And all that ERS saving was very, very nice from the McLaren drivers. Ted's now in the pits, have been overtaken by Erlen. That's his cue to jump in there. Arsenal's probably going to follow suit on his teammates soon. As David now also gets ahead of Ted as he will emerge behind Macbeth as well, as Colo is 39 seconds behind. Not very good as we go into not penalties interval to lead, which was that? A minute and 26 seconds for Gio, as he might actually be lapped by a belly. That would be a sight to see, because I have not really seen it much. If it isn't from a driver who has been astronomically slow or been AI. But Tem now makes a move past Young, showing a very nice, very quick in pace. Tem just takes a line and now she's going to try and get past BJK on the main straight. No other battles to be going from, so this will be the one we focus on. Very nice round play for me. Don't know how I've done that. Tem is around the diffuser of BJK. He is looking to get a move done on these fresh hard compound tyres before the DRS is even open. He's already alongside. Tem has got the move done on BJK. Very nicely done. BJK is looking to make a move back past, but is unable to. 10 will hopefully try and pull away before the next DRS3. BJK almost loses the car then. It's now going to stop, be holding up Young. But oh, Young sends it down the inside. Contact to the wall. Young spins around. Young goes for a very ambitious move. BJK leaves no space. And that is wing damage there for Young. He won't be very happy. BJK will think they've done nothing wrong. But time will tell on these verdicts. As CH is closing down on 2. Oh well, Arsenal. David in the pits. One driver I said is very good at time saving. Thinks his hards are gone. Gone to the new hard compound tires. He's up and out already. As I go to my stat sheets to see what the pit strategy is looking like. We have a 1-stop. Only 1-stop unless there's safety car. So David is playing very risky at going for a 2-stop. It's BJ gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. I think that's his second one in this race so far. Looking at my stat sheets, this is going to be looking at time to pit either with this lap or next for Abelli and Arsenal and CH. It's set to go 14 laps or 15 on those medium 15, so tyre slots die off soon. But CH must be very good at saving their tyres, as they are catching Arsenal at a rapid rate. If you'll actually enable telemetry, Arsenal definitely is saving more ERS, but CH is showing, even though they are saving less, that extra pace is deeming very worthy. Arsenal dives into the pits. CH also dives into the pits. Belly also in the pits. Shiesty is now finally left the session after retiring earlier in the race. Now Erlen also dives into the pits. Viz does not. Viz is going to take the lead of this race. And will Zenzi take P2? This is yellow flag. Colo's retired from the session. He is in the wall. As that is a safety car. Is that a safety car? Is that a safety car? No, I think that's just a virtual safety car. Very lucky, very lucky for the top 3, the old top 3. Is they get a VSC as they leave the pits, which means that's just slower the drivers down. Oh, very lucky from them there. And now green flag racing once again. Abelli's going to look his new tyres to catch back up. The two drivers ahead. Arsenal's going to look to keep a gap to CH behind. And CH is going to try and not let Ernler get within DRS range of them. But Ted is pushing hard to get a move back done on this Aston Martin driver. David, very close to Macbeth. DRS is open. Now BJK is also in the pits. Young gets another 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. David unable to get the move done as they both are going to come for new tyres. Gio will take P12 after they both dive into the pits. So we now have a belly already almost caught up within DRS range of Zenzi. This is looking like a very nice race from these 3 drivers, as this 1-stop look is looking very plausible. Young emerges from the pits very far behind, so we jump 2 penalties, 10 seconds for Young and 3 seconds for the rest. It's now Belly is going to round the final corner and is already going to get the move done on Zenzi. David also makes past Macbeth in the back during the first part of the double DRS straight. Now Abelli is going to have to try and pull away as much as he can from the kick sour driver, because he will have DRS on this main straight here. And now Viz is looking to Young, a driver he is going to lap. Young is the 5th driver being lapped this race. David sets the fastest lap of the race with a 1:32.444. Oh no, I'm going to have the devil called on me. Now Young, the 1st driver to be lapped this race. Abelli locks up there. Viz giving a very steady gap, but he will probably need to box again for new tyres, as Arsenal's now in DRS range of the kick salve driver. Arsenal's looking ready for a move, trying to look for a move down the inside. Decides to back out of it before anything's done. CH has got Inlow right on their diffuser, as they have started to drop off from Arsenal. They might be good at tyre saving, but that does not mean they are good at the beginning where all tyres are fresh. Now Arsenal gets to move past Zenzi out of the hairpin. He is now taking P3, as now we jump on board. Ernler is looking to try and send it No, they are not. They're looking for this next straight now to get past CH. Right on the diffuser. CH can't do much about it. In the... We'll look down the inside of CH. Gets the move done. CH... Oh, and there goes a bit deep though. CH doesn't try and get a move done past Zenzi. Now dives into the pits. And now Belly's got a hill to climb. And get past Viz. Look, they will pray Viz pits before they have to battle them. As now Zenzi gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Macbeth makes it right past David. They are too wide now. David has to cede position to Macbeth. This is a very nice battle coming from these two drivers. As Macbeth had a grip penalty at the start of this race. And David got spun at the start of this race. So this is not looking very serious. Ooh. David's still looking to try and get past Macbeth. This is a very, very big battling from these two drivers. Now, Tem now makes past Donald. As Donald is unable to defend. Tem is pushing hard to try and make as many points as they can after a very sad and not very sad, a very unlucky start to this race. Biz has already lost 2 seconds to a belly. As they don't dive into the pits, they're staying out another lap. 13 lap old hard compound tyres they are on now. And if they wanted to start on the hards, they would have had to pit laps 17, 18 and go on mediums for the rest of the race. Which, that's what my stat sheet is telling me. I'm going to trust it here. I trust it every single day of the week. But now, we have another battle to focus on. Macbeth and David. These drivers are still racing very cleanly from what I've seen, but very aggressive. These drivers are not leaving much room for error. And Youngboy gets another 3-second time penalty. I think, yeah, he is trying to keep up with Viz, not trying to get lapped by a belly and other drivers. But David is still pushing hard not to get stuck behind Macbeth. Macbeth does have a 3-second time penalty, so David's not being very hasty to get a move done. And you can start seeing nobody's in DF range of anybody. CH got a nice gap to Ted behind. And it's got a gap to earn their head. Same for Arsenal. Same for a belly, but Elliot's closing. A belly's already closed. 2 seconds on the gap between them and Viz. This is definitely one race. Well, it's been very entertaining. Viz is going to block soon, which means Belly will be taking back the lead of this race. And as we've seen, the undercut is so much better. Oh, Viz almost loses the car then. As they now take it around the final corners. And we'll cross onto their 14th lap on these tyres. Young is just sticking with Viz. Young has got 15 seconds to the drivers ahead of him. But it's not pushing at all, as Young is again ghosted, so nothing he can do to try and take out this McLaren driver. All he can do is distract them. As David gets a 10-second time for his speed in the pit lane. David's retired from this race. Something must have gone on for him. As Young is now just getting in the way of Viz, trying to distract them. But yeah, it may or may not be working, as Belly's still close down that gap. But Young being as annoying as ever. But the problem is, this is going to be very nice for Viz, as now Viz will have DRS on the lapped driver, and a Belly will not, which is going to leave Viz even more laps. As Tem now gets a 3-second time penalty. Oh, Viz now has DRS on a lapped car. Now, oh, Young gets wing damage now. BJK. David's now left, he's given up. But if Viz does, Abelli's going to help Viz pitch this lap, which he does. Abelli's now going to have DRS on the straight. and did not have to battle the McLaren driver at all for what the position he is in now. That is very lucky for him. As Young still hasn't gotten past David, but his teammate Zenzi is in the wall. Thames now gotten past him. And he's not very happy with that. Erlen also dives into the pits for new medium compound tyres. Very questionable move done by him. But now you can see the top four who pit during that, just before that VSC happened, is now starting to show the benefits. Macbeth gets past his teammate as well, as his teammate now leaves the pits. One race. Yeah, this is one race. Zenzi now retires from the race. He's out of the race. That's on track. He's out of the race on track. That is... Whoa. Debris on track. That's not even a safety car or anything. Wow. Good thing I spotted that. It's now Viz. It's now right close to his teammate. We now have Viz almost dropping out DRS range. Macbeth looking to get back at his teammate. Yes, we now. But the problem is Viz gets a 3-second time penalty for horn cutting. Macbeth, even with DRS, is not getting the exits like we thought of, like he was getting earlier. And now all we have is Macbeth using that DRS just to stay within range and not letting Erna. Oh, sorry about that. And not letting Erna catch up. Young in the pits again. I'm surprised some of these drivers haven't retired from the race just due to their position. Young now in the pits for a new front wing and new medium compound tyres. Now we have no battles happening, sadly. As Macbeth already dropped 2 seconds to Viz as we dive on board with a belly just to watch it happen a bit. Big Boy Donald also dived into the pits for new tyres. As now we have another yellow flag on track. That is Young, as he also retires from the race as well. Not surprising from that for him. And now we just have a waiting, well, a game where these drivers are trying to catch up to each other. Arsenal trying to catch up to Abeli. CH trying to catch up to Arsenal. Ted trying to catch up to CH. So on and so forth. So Inla's right on the diffuser of Macbeth though. And sends it around the inside. Oh, nothing. Nothing happening there. And gets the move done nice and cleanly. As Viz now gets the fastest lap of the race. And that is... Oh, a little bit of lag from me there. Sorry about that. And we only have 11 drivers out on track. We may even topple the amount of DNFs we had at Azerbaijan. Macbeth is not able to keep up with the medium runners ahead of him. As now you can start to see drivers forming where they are. Some drivers getting very unlucky. Ooh. And some drivers getting very lucky. Tem still racing, is my question. To be having very unlucky from this entire race. He is still carrying on and getting points for that Red Bull. Arsenal's already close the gap by about 9/10. And that is, he's really doing very nicely to catch up to the Red Bull driver. This is another yellow flag. That's Donald, who tried getting into the pits. He might be retiring from this race. That is fresh medium compound tyres he's just got put on. That might be our 6th retirement to tie with Azerbaijan. But no, he just goes for a new front wing. and puts on 10 lap old medium compound tyres. That is... Whoa. 10 lap old medium compound tyres, and he emerges just behind, just next to Endler. That is... Whoa, he's an AI now. Yeah, I think Donald might be going out the end of this race. As Arsenal now... Oh, wrong person, sorry about that. Arsenal's now trying to catch up to a belly. Gap staying in around that 3 seconds. But all we have now is the race. And all we've got is the race in front of us. I think Arsenal will still be very happy with a P2 overall. As earlier on before the race, he was complaining about wrist. I think it was hand problems. I'm not able to tell you exactly what. So we go to our intervals of the leader. Big Boy Donald's a minute behind. A minute behind a belly. And definitely surprising. BJK is about to be lapped as well by a belly. Donald using the DRS off with that Macbeth, I think. Yeah, that's Macbeth, just to get dragged ahead that little bit more. Now, CH is just... Oh, wrong way, sorry. CH, yeah, keeping a very nice gap ahead and behind. I think that is our top 3 guaranteed. Macbeth and Gio get 3 second time penalties at the same time. And now, Donald, oh, as I see that BJK slides, Donald also into the pits again. What tyres are they going on this time? Because they don't seem like pitting at all. Soft compound tyres. Are they just using every single tyre they have? I don't know. But that's going to leave them to get overtaken. No, lapped by Tebs. Sorry. Oh, BJK in the wall as well. Both Williams. Definitely doing something unconventional. When you look at the broadcast, you can see Arsenal trying to catch up. Ted's starting to drop away from CH. It's got Viz behind, but their tyres will start to die off soon. After they go past that 25% range. Again, you can just see Arsenal appearing. Hunting down this Red Bull driver. It's not looking like it's working. As that is BJK. Now, right on the hunt. Next driver to be lapped by a belly. Might be 2 drivers we see lapped this race. Now, we are just watching these drivers find their positions. As Big McDonald's actually got a 1 minute gap to the nearest driver before this next part. Thames actually catching up that little bit to Macbeth. Now what we have is just what I could say is a bit of a bull fest. I don't have anything to tell you. You don't have anything to tell me. Now we just are waiting for this race. And Bailey now gets past the AI of, well, the ghosting of BJK, as he is not really following blue flags at all, which definitely isn't the best. CH actually starting to close down on Arsenal. This might be a battle starting to emerge. As now BJK is a 3 second time penalty for corner cutting. So actually, we're gonna stay watch this CH for a little bit, just waiting for them to. They are catching Arsenal slowly but surely, and there might be enough laps for them to get it done. As we really don't have much going on. Most drivers are on the same compound tyres. Fast lap is still at Viz with a 131.9. Very nicely done. David, they actually took Dave fast lap off of David, who has DNF from the race. H is actually starting to close this gap down very nicely. As yeah, every driver, we only have 5 drivers without a time penalty, 6 drivers with a time penalty. And all we have now is the wait. Donald, even though he is far behind the rest of these drivers, he still doesn't have as many time penalties as some drivers around him. Ted's actually starting to fall off massively from CH. As we now watch some of these drivers come around, and we have 5 laps remaining here around Singapore. Only 5, not many more to go. Yeah, CH is really starting to close down the gap. You can see Arsenal whenever the camera pans in front of them. This is what I said about CH earlier. Very, very nice at tyre savings at the start. At the start, the stops doesn't look very good. Their pace doesn't look good, but as soon as they come around to this end of the stint race, end of these bits of stints, they are very promising and very, very quick. They have a very consistent pace. That's what you want to be having in a driver. As we have Banons on 4 stops, and they're on 3. The rest of the drivers, apart from the top 4, are on 2, and the top 4 on 1. Like I said earlier, the 1 stop probably is the most viable option, as someone like Viz, who did the 2 stop, is catching up to Ted. But I don't think they will get the move done soon enough. Well, CH, who is still closing down Arsenal, they must have lower wings than this Mercedes, McLaren. I keep saying McLaren. Oh my days, I need to. I even look at the badge, and then I'm like, yeah, you're the McLaren. Well, everybody McLaren. McLaren overtakes McLaren. McLaren wins. McLaren wins everything. Every Max Verstappen fan now hates me. Viz actually very close to Ted now. Viz gets another. Oh, Viz gets another 3-second time penalty. 1 not met now for Ted. If Viz got by, something can stay within 6 seconds of the driver. That is their position done. And actually, Vernler stayed within 6 seconds of Viz. Viz might drop down to P6. Wow. CH is closing the gap. Oh my days, this might be a battle for P2 here. Abelli's flowing away with this win. He now laps Gio. What a race so far. This has been a very entertaining race. As Viz now also gets past Ted very sooner than I initially thought. But with that DRS and grippier tyres, you know it was going to get done. CH is still closing down on the Mercedes driver in front of him. We're just going to add stop back to main telemetry. Let's see how CH does a lap around Singapore on old hard compound tyres. There's another yellow flag. That is just Gio pulling out the way. Whew, nothing bad's going on. Now, we are just waiting for a move to be done. Waiting for CH to get in within range. As Yeah, very nicely done from CH. They have been saving their tyres. Wow. 10 also dives into the pits. But our still main focus is CH. They are pushing hard to catch up to Arsenal. And they are doing so well. 10 pits for new stops. So they're going for the fast lap of the race. But we have a battle on our hands. As now CH is almost within range. CH might be within DS range on Arsenal. Ted makes the move past back Viz. Viz actually dived into the pits. They knew they weren't gonna keep their. They knew they wouldn't get P4, but they have just gone for fastest lap. CH with DRS on Arsenal, looking to press them. Wow, Arsenal's tyres are definitely dying off. CH's look like they are brand new. One driver who is struggling, one driver who is thriving. This is very nice. CH's baiting moves, trying to send Arsenal. This might be an overtake before the final lap for one of these drivers. I think CH might have to save it for these final lap. If they don't, Arsenal has the opportunity to get past the Ferrari driver. And yeah, look at that, CH isn't burning. And now we are just waiting for them. But no, CH is burning here. CH is burning. They are looking to get the move done right here, right now. Go on board with CH. They look for the inside. Arsenal defends. Backs out, switches around the outside. Oh, very nicely done. Too wide. These drivers still too wide. Bit of contact now. Force wide. Oh, Arsenal something. They will have to back. Very nice. Still too wide now. Arsenal tries to send down the inside. Still too wide. Coming onto this final lap now. Arsenal is able to take back the lead of the race, but that's very good news for CH. As yeah, that's very nice good news for CH. As they will now have DRS onto this back straight. But I think Arsenal was planning that. As they will have probably have DRS on the back two straights if CH doesn't get a move done. CH is burning again, looking to get this move done. They are. Well, it's the final lap now of this race, so they might be getting a little bit desperate. But not really showing it. CH is looking calm and composed. And they are saving DRS. Arsenal's definitely burning, trying to keep a little sustainable gap behind. As Ted's in a world of their own, Viz in a world of their own, Macbeth's in a world of their own. All these drivers at the back are in a world of their own. But the problem is, but the good thing is, they are all getting that points. These crucial points that may be crucial, stupidly crucial for their team. They're getting them. And that could be the difference between a World Constructors Championship place and not. As we now go on board with CH burning it all. 10 goes fastest lap of the race. CH isn't able to get the move done. Locks up. Yeah, that is very sad for CH. We now watch her barely cross the line. Wins the Singapore Grand Prix. Arsenal will take P2. CH takes the final podium position. Ted's getting pressed hard by Inler. Inler may get the move done coming into this final corner. They are not close enough. And that is P4 for Ted. P5 for Inler. That'll be P6 for Viz. P7 for Macbeth. 10 will take P8. Geo P9, who is ready to cross the line. BJK P10. Big boy Donald will take P11. And that is your race done and dusted. Wow, what a race here around Singapore. What a race done by these drivers. And that is some brilliant work at Today. Still, as now Macbeth crosses the line. Boom. Tem, one of two drivers. We're just waiting to cross the line now. This has been an absolutely brilliant race. Geo. Bit of confusion there. Big Boy Donald takes P11. Tem, your final drivers across the line. P8. Now, what a race that has been here today. Now, what a race here today. I'm going to have to tell you, my driver of the day has to be CH. They had so much pace throughout the race, especially during those end of the race conditions, at the end of the stints. They had so much pace, they were gaining so many positions. And now all we have to do is just watch these. I can't give a straight reference for saying that, I'm completely sorry. But yeah, CH did a brilliant race. Gets the game's driver of the day, cleanest driver and the most overtakes. But yeah, I mean, it's between CH and Arsenal. Two very quick drivers. Two both started at the back of the grid. CH started P14, Arsenal started P12. Not P12, P10. I'm still going to have to give it to CH. It's a brilliant race. Arsenal also had a very quick race. But if there was one or two more laps, CH would have taken that by storm. If they both pit a lap earlier, CH would have gone past Arsenal. I'm not trying to be mean to him. Very quick driver. Very respectable driver. But CH had an absolutely brilliant race. Coming all the way from P14 after making contact with Macbeth and getting a 5-place grid penalty. Climbing it all the way back to P3. What a race. Oh my days. What a racer today. I have been your commentator. My name was Alfie, and I thank you all for being here. Have a brilliant rest of your day.